First in Ohio, TV 5. Live from Ohio's News Channel, this is TV 5 Eyewitness News with Ted Henry, meteorologist Tom Tasselmeyer, sports director Nev Chandler, and the Eyewitness News team.
Good evening. Christmas shopping this season may be your best bargain of the year if you shop the sales. Retailers are not hearing the ring of the register and the click of the charge card machine as often as they would like, or as they expected. So, sale signs are showing up virtually everywhere. Discounts this holiday season are the rule instead of the exception because of the stock market plunge. In fact, in this morning's Plain Dealer, 15 of the first 24 pages were full-page ads. Steve Craig shows us why.
Being America's biggest retailer doesn't make you immune from a slump. That's what #1 store chain Sears faced last month. Sales increased, but not by as much as they did during the first 10 months of '87. And while the numbers are different, the pattern is much the same for Kmart stores and for Penny's and Woolworths.
Higbee's is a privately held corporation and therefore does not release its sales figures. However, judging from all of the advertising in this morning's Plain Dealer, it's clear that Higbee's is eager to unload a lot of merchandise at deeply discounted prices.
While we haven't seen pre-Christmas sales in a couple of years, a Higbee's executive told me the discounting tactic was used successfully during the recession years of 1982 and '83. This year, stores hope discounts will clear out extra merchandise ordered when consumers were spending freely before the stock market crash. According to retailing experts, some of the biggest savings might be found in women's sportswear. The Limited, based in Columbus, reports that November sales were actually down 5%. In response, many items are marked down and $5 rebates are being given. As for the May Company, its parent corporation saw sales increase by 5.5% in November, less than earlier sales increases, but a corporate spokesman told me he knows of no major pre-Christmas sales in the works.
Now, apparently that store spokesman out in St. Louis does not have a charge card for the local May Company stores, because if he had, he would have received in the mail something called the President's Letter. Maybe you got one. If you did, it entitles you to 20% off across the board, and that sounds like a pre-Christmas sale to me. Back to you, Ted.
Sounds like the bargains are out there for the plucking.
They certainly
Steve.
are, more than ever this weekend, apparently.
Thank you. Despite the sales, Northeast Ohio retailers say that they are guardedly optimistic about the holiday buying season. They think the days closer to Christmas will be the key factor. The latest unemployment figures from the federal government are out today, and Ohio continues to do just as good or better than the national average. Ohio's jobless rate for the month of November is 5.9%. 0.1% increase over October's rate. Last month, some 309,000 people were looking for work here in Ohio. As you can see, Ohio's November unemployment rate is the exact same as the overall national average. And this marks the third consecutive month that Ohio's jobless rate has either tied or been less than the national average. The effort to build Cleveland's Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is rolling along quite smoothly tonight under a brand new leader. As we told you first from a rock and roll meeting in New York last night, his name is Dick Kelso. He's the CEO of the East Ohio Gas Company. Tonight, Don Dunwell shows why city leaders feel he's the man to see that the museum is built and done correctly.
Dick Kelso has a reputation. He's the man who gets the tough jobs done. As president of East Ohio Gas, he heads one of Northeast Ohio's biggest companies. But it's his role as community leader that has polished that reputation. Now, Kelso faces what may be his biggest challenge as the chairman of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and Museum Board of Trustees.
We have here in Cleveland an immense opportunity, and one that we're going to capitalize on.
Kelso says the Rock and Roll Board has to communicate what it's doing so it can avoid what he calls the misperception that another city, such as San Francisco, would upstage Cleveland.
And I think one of the things that we were failing to do was communicate on a regular basis, even though the things that were happening were not sensational in any respect.
Kelso says the foundation for building that Rock and Roll Hall of Fame here in Cleveland was cemented yesterday in New York when the Cleveland board showed the New York board a winning strategy. There is no doubt in Dick Kelso's mind.
The rock stops here.
The rock stops here. It really starts here.
And things are already starting to happen. Kelso told me that his phone has been ringing all day long. Calls from people here in Cleveland who have one question: what can we do to help? And Dick Kelso is a man who talks with the makers and the shakers in this community.
And as you've been telling us all along, it continues to be an interesting story. And tonight, I guess at 11 o'clock, you're going to tell us exactly what his plans are to make sure that that Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and museum are both built right here in town.
That's the aim and that's the goal, and he says it will happen.
Okay, we'll hold him to his word, won't we? Thanks, Don. Yet another prospective building is nearing the planning stage. This is a building that is being thought about by Cleveland's largest insurance company, Progressive Insurance. Alan DePietro says this project could be built as close to Lake Erie as possible without actually being built in the water.
Progressive Insurance is spread out in 20 suburban buildings, mostly on the east side. Its president, Peter Lewis, loves art and would love to bring some 3,000 Progressive employees downtown to a site affectionately called the aircraft carrier. It's called that because the site is long and narrow, like an aircraft carrier, is sandwiched between railroad tracks, the East Shoreway, East 9th Street, and West 3rd Street. Progressive is doing a feasibility study right now, trying to decide whether it makes economic sense to build an office tower, parking decks, and hotel here. Whatever might rise here someday, from skyscraper or a cluster of low-slung buildings, whatever, it will take about 5 years from concept to reality, and cost about $300 million. The architect who might design Progressive's building is Californian Frank Gehry, who is called America's most obscure great architect. Here are some reasons why. This is Gehry's Hollywood Library in California, Gehry's administration building at the University of California, Irvine, his mixed-use office, condo, hotel complex for Dallas, and his aerospace museum for Los Angeles. Gehry creates what critics call unpredictable, challenging, original, on-time, and on-budget buildings. He does not come from the cookie-cutter school of architects. People we've talked with say Progressive would like to build a tower taller than the 30-story federal office building nearby, but the Federal Aviation Administration has about a 25-story height limitation here. Discussions between the two continue. Alan DePietro, Eyewitness News.
Sounds fascinating. By the way, the Progressive Insurance people tell us they should know sometime about February whether their dreams for the downtown site are just that, dreams, or reality. Several explosions at this plant down in the Flats sent Cleveland firefighters racing to the scene around noon today. Here's what happened. The pipeline here at the Research Oil Company ruptured. That tipped off several explosions, which in turn sparked a fire. The fire chief on the scene says it's a good thing the plant's safety director was on the spot. As soon as the pipeline ruptured, he shut off several other valves. If not for that fast action, firefighters say this could have been a massive inferno. As it turned out, just $10,000 worth of damage was done here today. Despite continued efforts by school administrators in Ashtabula, most kids are just not going to school there these days. Details on this story coming up next. We'll also tell you why life will get a lot more complicated in 28 short days from now because of this. Stay with us.
10 seconds is simply not enough time to tell you how delicious all 7 of Denny's new burgers really are.
At Mullinax Ford East and West, you can buy a brand new Ford F-150 4x4 pickup or a 1988 Bronco 2 4x4 wagon for only $12,500 if you shop during our big 3-day 4x4 sale this Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. You'll also find over 100 used 4x4s for work or play, like for plowing snow this winter. How about a 1987 or 88 F-250 Snow Patrol? The hard-to-find 4x4s are not hard to find if you shop during our huge 4x4 sale this weekend at Mullinax Ford East in Wickliffe and Ed Mullinax Ford in Amherst.
Mrs. Claus, I can't believe the cost of making furniture.
Santa, look, the super Christmas sale from Value City Furniture.
Well, this is great. Just look. This Kraler 3-piece living room suite, not $1,000, only $688. 5-piece dinette, not $400, only $198. Curio cabinet, not $240, only $159. Wood rocker, not $100, only $39. No payments till March of '88. We'd better hurry, because it's 1 week only. You better, too. The super Christmas sale at Value City Furniture. Ho, ho, ho.
He'll charm you, dazzle you, and warm your heart. This season, find out how a wish and a kiss can turn a wooden toy into a handsome prince. Discover the majesty of Cleveland Ballet and the grandeur of the Nutcracker. December 11th through 30th at the State Theater. For tickets, call 241-6000. The Nutcracker. He's some kind of wonderful.
A lusty tale of danger and desire. The sword and the sorcerer. Tonight at 11:30.
It starts in 28 days, and for those of you who are dreading the state's brand new mandatory auto emissions test, there is even more bad news tonight. You could run into some very long lines to get your car tested come the month of January. And to explain the reason why, Vince Robinson joins us live now. Vince, first of all, what's the problem here, and what does the state plan to do about it?
Well, you know, we're going to have to take these tests in less than a month, but we still haven't gotten all the details. And now even more bad news. It turns out that the test that you have to take is one that few people want to give.
To date, the Ohio EPA says that Cuyahoga County has 260 service stations or car dealerships willing to perform emissions tests, but it had hoped for 400 test stations. In Lorain County, 60 stations have come forward where 100 are needed, and Lake County is also about 40 testing stations shy of what the EPA would like. To be certified as a test station, a business would have to pay $100 in fees, have at least 2 mechanics trained by the state to do the test. The state will also provide a test kit and a computer.
The test will cost you $5, and your car has to pass before you can re-register it. Now, the test will be a visual inspection to make sure that the pollution controls that your car came with are still in place. Pollution controls like the catalytic converter, for example.
But since the stations are getting only $3 a shot on the deal, few are finding it worth their while. George Schmee is an exception. He thinks the test may bring in new business for him, but even he is having trouble getting information from the EPA.
People that don't know us, I'm sure will see a sign, stop in and have it checked, and they can see our operation, see what we have, our equipment that we use. And I think it will help, should help business. It's just a matter of getting it rolling.
Now, the EPA hopes to answer a lot of questions in a local news briefing tomorrow. In addition, service stations, car dealerships, and garages around our area should be getting something in the mail from the EPA in the next couple of days, something that should encourage them to take part in this emissions testing program. Now, if the EPA reaches its goal, getting the test done for us should only be a matter of 10 or 15 minutes or so. However, if the EPA falls short, we could have some very long waits and some very, very long lines. Reporting live in Cleveland, Vince Robinson, Eyewitness News.
The problem is especially troubling for people who have to register their cars in January. By the way, if the situation is bad here in Cleveland, it's even worse for our neighbors to the south in the Cincinnati area, where the EPA has less than a third of the test stations that it needs. Another round of contract talks between striking teachers and the school board out in Ashtabula got underway just about 2 hours ago. Teachers walked off their jobs on Tuesday. School administrators have been trying to keep classrooms open by hiring substitute teachers, but their efforts may be futile. You see, of the 5,000 students in that district, just 369 bothered to show up at all today for school. Meanwhile, negotiations continue tonight in an Ashtabula County courtroom. The stock market fell again today. The Dow Jones Industrial Average fell 9 points to end the session at 1766.74. Other major averages closed down. Volume on the big board was heavy as 184 million shares were traded. Declines led advances by a 4-to-1 margin, and the average price of a share of common stock fell 25 cents. For the week in review, Wall Street dropped sharply on Monday, and then it followed with 2 days of small gains, followed by another sharp loss Thursday, and today's small decline. The Dow Jones closed 133.74 points below last Friday's close.
Old Man Winter is already battering many parts of the United States, so the time to get to Burlington Coat Factory is now for the first choice of the largest selection of winter coats and jackets in the country. What every member of your family needs to keep warm, no matter how cold it gets. And because Burlington is famous for low prices, you can get your new winter coat at the lowest price imaginable. That should make you feel warm all over. Burlington Coat Factory, America's #1 place to save on the coat you want.
Look, what do your wondering eyes now appear? Only at Burger King. It's cuddly reindeer. There's Rodney, Ramona, Rhonda, and Randy. At $1.99 each, the price is just dandy. Get a deer with your Whopper. Order one with your shake. Collect all 4 now. What presents they'll make.
And for each reindeer you buy, Burger King will make a donation to Project Care and other local charities. Just look for your neighborhood Burger King sign for a merrier Christmas and the best food for fast times.
Saturday only, O'Neill's 16-hour sale. Save 25% on Mrs. Already Reduced Designer and Better Collection sportswear. Save 25 to 40% on women's dress and cold weather boots. Save 30% on men's London Fog wool top coats and rainwear. Save on Mrs. London Fog trench coats, $124.98. Save $35 on the entire stock of Mrs. London Fog jackets. Save on every TV and VCR, just $369.99. Panasonic's VCR with on-screen programming. Saturday only, 8 a.m. till 12 midnight, O'Neill's 16-hour sale.
I'm Fred Griffith.
I'm Lee Jordan.
And this week on the Morning Exchange, you'll meet journalist Charles Kuralt and hear how life has been for him on the road.
Olympic gold medalist pair skaters Jane Torville and Christopher Dean will join us.
And speaking of the Olympics, you'll meet Mike Eruzione, captain of the American ice hockey team that also managed to skate away with a gold medal.
Should you consider having a cesarean section instead of natural childbirth? A look at the pros and cons.
Plus fashion shows, food ideas, advice on holiday hairdos, and much more. Next week, the Morning Exchange.
Oh, I don't know for sure, but I'll just bet you're possibly ready for the weekend. Promised my daughter I'll take her out sled riding tomorrow if there's snow on the ground yet. What do you say?
Certain areas there will be. In the snow belt area, they're going to pick up a few more inches tonight.
Okay.
The rest of us, just a couple of flurries and snow showers. It was some pretty heavy stuff out there last night. We have pictures to show you from down in Hiram, northern Portage County, where as much as 6 inches of snow piled up with the storm system out there. The heavy snow really wasn't the only problem we had with this storm system. We take a look at pictures from out on Lake Erie. Gusty winds, at times reaching to near 30 miles an hour, coming across the lake, churning up the waves near 10 feet, at times crashing into the shoreline there along Cleveland's lakefront. Really gusty storm system. Currently in Cleveland, a few snow showers around. Temperature 33 degrees, the humidity at 75%. The winds are coming at us from the northwest, still fairly gusty, steady at 16 miles an hour, but gusting up to 24 miles an hour. National Weather Service radar, we'll get to that in 1 second. I want to show you where the snowfall fell last night. Lakeshore communities in the urban areas really didn't pick up too much snow at all. The water temperature is still fairly warm, but just south of there, a good stripe of 1 to 4 inches for most of us, except in the higher terrain here. We're showing the pictures around Hiram on up into Geauga and Ashtabula counties. Reports of up to around 10 inches of snow in some of that higher terrain. Now the National Weather Service radar to show you where the snow is still falling at this hour. We're still getting those lake effect showers coming in off of Lake Erie. You can see the orientation here from northwest to southeast, giving you an indication of the way the wind is blowing across the lake. Looks like most of the snow tonight is going to be on the eastern suburbs. Back to the computer now, and you'll see where the storm system is. It's made its way all the way up to near Boston, Massachusetts, continues to push out into the northern parts of the Atlantic Ocean. We're still under the influence of that storm system, even though it's several hundred miles away, because the winds are being wrapped around into the low pressure area, coming across the lake, and so the lake effect flurries are going to continue right through tomorrow. Probably won't taper off until early on Sunday, so we got us a wintry weekend ahead. For tomorrow, storm system continues to push away, lake effect flurries and snow showers. Again, even tomorrow, the snow belt could pick up another couple of inches while the rest of us just have a few flurries. Sunshine over the mid part of the country. That'll start to move in our direction as we go through the rest of the weekend. And I think even though Sunday starts off with some clouds, probably by about the time first or second quarter gets going down at the stadium, the clouds are going to start to break up and we may even see some sunshine. Next storm system out in the plains, it'll be headed our way. Looks like it's going to start to drift to the southeast, though, and so for Monday and Tuesday, just cloudy skies and only a slight chance for rain showers as some warmer air moves our way. Still going to be cold tomorrow, 30-degree temperatures, but off to the west, you can see the milder air getting set to push in our direction. I think on Sunday we'll be close to 40 degrees, and for Monday and Tuesday, some of this more seasonable air will be making its way into the Ohio Valley. Here's the forecast then. Overnight, flurries and snow showers. And if you're going into the snow belt, be advised that there is a winter weather advisory in effect where a couple more inches may accumulate. We've already had reports that some of the roads could be already slippery out there in Geauga County. Temperatures tonight into the upper 20s. For tomorrow, a cloudy, breezy day. The off and on snow showers continue with highs climbing into the low 30s, still well below normal. Tomorrow night, flurries going to continue with readings again down in the upper 20s. The outlook for Sunday, finally an end to this snow shower activity with gradual clearing through the day. Temperatures getting closer to 40 degrees. Some cloudiness moving back in on Monday, a cloudy day Tuesday, and another chance for rain showers Wednesday. Those temperatures closer to normal.
I'll just bet you the toboggan chute at Punderson's going to be in full swing tomorrow. That's at the high elevation in Geauga County.
Just about perfect.
A lot of sled riding over there. Thanks, Tom. Okay. The state high school football championships are going on down in Columbus at this very hour. In fact, coming up next in sports, we're going to take you down to Columbus live via satellite for the very latest on some of our local boys and their fight for a state crown.
Oxidol has something for your whites no other detergent has. Green crystals with color-safe bleach. But guess who's got even more? 20% more of these green crystals with color-safe bleach. It's new bleach-boosted Oxidol. Regular detergent has no bleach. Oxidol does. And now it's got 20% more bleach, so you can get dazzling whites like this. Now, what does new Oxidol have no other detergent has? Guess!
Monday through Friday, a smiling face. There's no one I know who can take her place. I found a friend in Oprah. Yes, I finally found a friend, and she is my friend. Yes, I found a friend in Oprah.
Monday at 4.
I got hooked on Ivory soap when I was 12. I was trying to impress Jennifer Brooke. So I bought this manly man soap and sang pirate songs in the shower. My dad took one whiff and sent me back with a bar of Ivory. Just be yourself, he said, and get rid of that parrot. Well, it turned out to be good advice. That night, Jennifer looked at me and said, "You smell good, Peter." I still use Ivory, because anything else just doesn't seem like clean to me. But now and then, I miss the bird. I do.
The USA and the USSR battle it out on the ice in a pre-Olympic hockey meet Thursday at 8 on TV5.
Some disappointing news from the Browns tonight. Nev, I hope it's not too bad. For
Well, I don't think
week.
it's serious, Ted, but I think they did have a scare, and it could have been something that was really kind of frightening for a period of time, but everything seems to be shipshape now. Browns defensive lineman Dave Pazzulli has been hospitalized with a throat infection that almost cut off the air supply to his windpipe. Pazzulli reported to practice complaining that he was having trouble swallowing and breathing. Doctors now have the infection under control, and Puz will probably be able to play Sunday against the Colts after a close call. Quarterback Mike Pagel did some holding on place kicks at today's practice. It's very possible that Pagel will be activated against the Colts and replace Gary Danielson as the holder. And look for outside linebacker David Grayson, number 56, to get plenty of playing time after his impressive performance against the 49ers. Grayson may even start in place of Lucius Sanford, who's a bit banged up. Grayson has come a long way from being a strike replacement player after the 49ers cut him in training camp.
The biggest adjustment is more of a mind game here. You know, you have to concentrate more than college. That's probably been the more, college is more physical. You run out and hit each other every day, and this is more you have to think all the time.
Well, the Browns are favored by 7.5 points. 11,000 tickets are still left for the game. Doctors are trying to figure out what caused Cubs pitcher Jay Baller to collapse while shopping in his hometown of Reading, Pennsylvania yesterday. Baller, a former Indian, is listed in critical condition and unconscious. The Heisman Trophy presentation will be made tomorrow afternoon in New York. It's expected that Notre Dame's Tim Brown will be the winner. Brown appeared to have a lock on the Heisman a few weeks ago, but his performance suffered recently due to a separated shoulder and broken finger. Lately, Syracuse quarterback Don McPherson has been closing the gap, but the publicity Brown gets from playing for Notre Dame could well be the difference. Well, the state high school football championships began this afternoon in Columbus. TV5's Mike Hostetler joins us now live from Ohio Stadium, where Akron, Buchtel, and Steubenville have been battling in Division II. Mike, what's the latest down there?
Nev, it is just finished up here, and Akron Buchtel has taken the field after winning their first ever state championship in any sport. 26-14 was the final. The Griffins beat Steubenville for the Division II championship. Let's take a look now at some of the first half highlights. The scoreless first quarter saw plenty of good defense. The Griffins stuffed Steubenville on this third down play. In the second period, Buchtel hits Paydirt when Todd Shannon fires to Marcus Jennings across the middle, 6-0 Buchtel. But the Big Red catches a break. Robert Bryan recovers a Griffin fumble on the 17-yard line. 6 plays later, Dunyasha Yetz goes in, and Steubenville takes a 7-6 lead into the locker room at halftime. Fans Fans from Akron-Buchtel celebrating their team's victory now. Again, 26-14. Buchtel came on strong in the third period with 2 long scoring runs to put the game out of reach, so they win the Division II championship. Coming up, though, a little later, the big game for Hawken fans as the Hawks take on Columbus Academy for the Division IV championship. We'll have highlights of that contest, plus a complete wrap-up of Buchtel's win coming up for you tonight at 11. Nev?
All right, very good, Mike. Akron-Buchtel, as you mentioned, with their first ever state championship. What a thrill for those youngsters, and we'll have more again tonight at 11 o'clock.
Good to hear it for a regional team.
That's right.
Walking away the top honors, too.
Bring those trophies here to Northern Ohio, right?
Thanks. One of Cleveland's most breathtaking display of Christmas lights was lit up just a short time ago. And to help you get into the holiday spirit, we're going to take you out there live for a look. Stay with us.
Christmas is shine and shimmer, sparkle, glimmer, food and smell and holiday bells, tying bows and ho-ho-hos, anticipation, joy, elation, glowing places and happy faces, giving, getting fine jewelry from Albin's Jewelers, tender caring. This Christmas, express your love with fine jewelry from understanding people at Albin's Jewelers, with 7 locations to serve you.
At Mullinax Ford East and West, December is the best month to buy a new car. Inventory is highest, prices are lowest. And this December, you get an even better deal because Ford is offering cash rebates on the 2 best-selling cars in America. Number 1 is the Escort, and the Ford rebate is $400. You get a $600 rebate on the number 2 selling Taurus. This means you can buy an Escort GT, GL Wagon, or EXP for just $155 a month. Or you can buy the front-wheel drive Taurus for only $10,000. 750 Escorts, EXPs, and Tauruses are available at Mullinax Ford East in Wickliffe and Ed Mullinax Ford in Amherst.
Do I have to be a mom today?
Coast, the scent opens your eyes. Coast lather, and you realize that Coast is the way to make you feel alive. Coast, feel alive.
Hey, just warming up.
Feel alive with Coast.
Papua New Guinea is one of the last inhabited regions to reveal its secrets to outsiders. It's a place of remarkable cultures and warm, outgoing people. This is a story of the country today, how its people live, and how it's dealing with the coming of the high-tech Western world. And rarely filmed, you'll see the great Highland Sing Sing with its thousands of singers and dancers from hundreds of New Guinea tribes. I'm Fred Griffith. Join us for Papua New Guinea, a video journal, Friday at 8, right here on TV5.
Wilma Smith joins us now for a look ahead to Eyewitness News later tonight at 11 o'clock.
What's the attraction of the movie Fatal Attraction? It's one of the most popular movies of the year and certainly the most talked about. We're going to take a look at what Cleveland area audiences think about this movie, about an extramarital affair that turns into a nightmare. And Alan DePietro will give you a tour through the Federal Reserve Bank in downtown Cleveland, a bank with a vault so big that each of the hinges on the 100-ton door weighs 40 tons. Join us tonight at 11 o'clock.
That's humongous. See you later tonight, Wilma. Well, it's beginning to look a whole lot like Christmas time when Nela Park lights up. The annual lighting extravaganza by General Electric turned on just a little more than an hour ago. Rebecca Shaw joins us live now with what is this year being called a Christmas Fantasia down there. Rebecca, I can see why.
Oh yes, it's called a Christmas Fantasia because all along Noble Road here, you'll see such delights as a lighted unicorn, a 46-foot ice castle that I can see down the road a bit, and behind me here is what's called a confectionery cottage, complete with lollipops and candy canes on the lawn and little gingerbread men lining the roof. Nela Park has been putting on this light display for more than 60 years. For the past 14, the display has been designed by one very talented man from General Electric, who we talked to earlier today. Frank Lagaiza is a lighting specialist who spends hours on designs, mock-ups, models, all in preparation for what is a monumental task each year. He won't admit to trying to top himself every year, but will say he tries to be different. He has to be accurate. The models are crucial because from a suspended bucket in the air, you don't see the whole picture. Workers need an accurate guideline. This year, look for lighted ornaments, not just lighted trees, and on the National Christmas Tree replica, a nuance in shading using a
crossfader mechanism which permits the tree to physically, literally change color. Like when the button is pushed Monday, it will start in red, fade to white, fade to blue.
What an eyeful. Live in East Cleveland, Rebecca Shaw, Eyewitness News.
It is an eyeful. Thanks, Rebecca. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you again later tonight at 11 o'clock with more Eyewitness News. Until then, from all of us, have a nice evening.
From ABC, this is World News Tonight with Peter Jennings. Tonight, reporting from Washington.
Good evening. There's nothing that this capital city likes better than a good political Donnybrook. And the latest one...
Your Oldsmobile dealer to pass along special savings, which Oldsmobile provides to its dealers on selected new 1988 models equipped with air conditioning. Save up to $775 on Cutlass Sierra, up to $775 on Delta 88, or get $600 savings on Cutlass Calais. Combined with Oldsmobile option package savings, your total savings could add up to $1,575, depending on the model you choose. See your participating Oldsmobile dealer for details today.
Finest, prices that always stay low, and weekly specials like Slice, Pepsi, or Pepsi Free. In the 8-pack, only $1.39. Fresh like frozen vegetables, 5 varieties, 18 ounces, 79 cents. Kraft Parquet Margarine Quarters, the 1-pound package, just 29 cents. And visit our new Finest Superstore on Lorraine of West 110th.
First in Ohio, TV 5. Live from Ohio's News Channel, this is TV 5 Eyewitness News with Ted Henry, Wilma Smith, meteorologist Tom Tasselmeyer, sports director Nev Chandler, and the Eyewitness News team. Brought to you by the Illuminating Company.
Good evening. The second largest city in the United States is banning the sale of toy guns that look just like the real thing.
Take a lesson tonight from Los Angeles. Your kids, probably your son, may be asking for a toy gun under the Christmas tree this year. It's a seemingly harmless gift that can kill.
When we were children, there was hardly a little boy who didn't have a toy gun, but that was a different time, and the toys were different as well. Hollywood. A boy in a toy store with a toy gun. A little boy whispering to Santa that he wants a toy gun. It all seems harmless, but look at these toys. They are very realistic. This 19-year-old was shot by a policeman who thought his toy was real. This 5-year-old was also shot dead by a policeman who thought his toy gun was real. At a distance, you can't tell the difference, and a policeman doesn't often have the chance to ask before shooting in self-defense. Last year, 27 million realistic-looking toy guns were sold in the United States. It's a $200 million business. But now Daisy, the largest manufacturer of toy guns, says it will put these orange tips on its guns. Many parents say it's too little.
These guns nowadays, you really don't know if they're toys or not.
I would hate for him to grow up and, be influenced by a toy gun. After he's grown, he might just pick one up and blow everybody away. I don't want that to happen.
Toys R Us, the nation's largest toy retailer, says it will discontinue selling the real-looking toy guns as soon as the stock it has is gone. Now, if you don't think it can happen to your child, remember this. A youngster on Cleveland's near west side was shot and killed by a Cleveland police officer in late summer when he pulled a realistic-looking squirt gun on police. A related note tonight, Senator Howard Metzenbaum lost his effort to ban the manufacturing and the sale of plastic handguns. The Senate dropped his bill this afternoon. The biggest concern over the plastic guns is that they cannot easily be detected at airport security stations. And North Olmsted police say that a 15-year-old Cleveland boy was shot and killed by his brother in an accidental shooting at Great Northern Mall tonight. The boy was hit in the head with a .22 caliber bullet. It happened in a car in the mall parking lot about 7:30 this evening.
The hostages are free, but Cuban inmates still have partial control of the federal prison in Atlanta tonight. We've just checked with prison officials in Atlanta, and they tell us it may be another 24 hours before all the rebellious Cuban inmates are removed. Attorney General Edwin Meese visited the prison this evening and thanked the people involved for finding a peaceful solution to the stalemate.
It's so good to see you.
The Cubans' 89 hostages were released early this morning and were greeted by anxious relatives. All the hostages say they were treated well by the Cubans. The inmates began giving themselves up this afternoon, and several busloads have already been transported to other prisons. A spokesman for the Bureau of Prisons says the prison may yet have to be taken by force if all the inmates don't voluntarily give themselves up. Trouble is brewing for President Reagan because of his pending arms treaty with the Soviets over medium-range nuclear weapons. An increasing number of conservatives are wondering if the president is a deserter from his own cause. Soviet leader Mikhail Gorbachev is coming to town next week, and some conservatives feel the president has given up too much in his deal with Russia. Reagan is being accused now of aligning himself with his former enemies, the liberals, the Democrats, and the Soviets.
The latest unemployment figures from the federal government are out, and Ohio continues to do just as good or better than the national average. Ohio's jobless rate for the month of November is 5.9%. Now, that is 0.1% increase over the October rate. Last month, 309,000 people were looking for work here in Ohio. And as you can see, Ohio's November unemployment rate is the same as the national average. This marks the third consecutive month that Ohio's jobless rate has either tied or been less than the national average. Last night at this time, we told you of a new study showing many stores nationwide holding pre-Christmas sales. Now we know that that includes Cleveland. A glance at this morning's Plain Dealer tells the story. Both Higbee's and May Company, along with other major retailers, took full-page ads announcing sales to lure Christmas shoppers. On Eyewitness News at 6 o'clock, Steve Craig reported it's a tactic retailers used in the early 80s during the last recession to move merchandise when money was tight. It's believed that many people are tightening their spending this Christmas over concerns that a new recession is on its way.
The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is alive and well in Cleveland, Ohio. The new chairman of the Hall's Board of Trustees says plans for building the Rock Museum are right on track, and the money, he says, will be raised. Don Dunwell takes a look at the man who will shoulder the responsibility of making the dream become a reality.
When it comes to rock and roll, this man's the boss. When it comes to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, this man's the boss. Dick Kelso, the president of the East Ohio Gas Company, is the new chairman of the Cleveland Rock and Roll Hall of Fame Board of Trustees, a project he believes in.
Let me tell you, I have been a part of the entire effort from day one.
Kelso has the reputation of being a can-do person, and he brings an impressive set of credentials to his new post. He's the chairman of the Greater Cleveland Growth Association, chairman of Cleanland, Ohio, a civic beautification group, chairman of the Great Lakes Theater Festival, chairman of Vocational Guidance Services. In fact, Kelso serves on over 20 different boards and councils and runs East Ohio Gas. There are a lot of reasons why the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame Board of Trustees would select Dick Kelso to be its chairman, but one of the best was his track record as a fundraiser. When he headed up the United Negro College Fund and the United Way campaigns, those campaigns led the nation in per capita fundraising. The new chairman and other board members took their fundraising plan to New York yesterday, where it got enthusiastic support from the New York Rock and Roll Foundation. Kelso is convinced that strategy will get the Hall of Fame built in Cleveland, whatever the cost.
Whatever that number is, we will have a game plan together for the fundraising. We have here in Cleveland an immense opportunity, and one that we're going to capitalize on.
It was a passion for rock and roll that brought the Hall of Fame to Cleveland. Now, Dick Kelso says his job is to get that museum built by keeping that passion alive. I'm Don Dunwell, Eyewitness News.
And come next week, another major step in getting the Hall of Fame built. The New York Foundation and the Cleveland Board of Trustees will name an executive committee, and that group will steer the project to completion.
What is the most talked about movie in the nation?
What if she didn't get it out of her system? What then?
If you said Fatal Attraction, you're right. We'll look at what makes audiences keep coming to and talking about Fatal Attraction. Up next.
This glorious day
Today
is a school day,
a little bit brighter,
a work day,
a little bit lighter,
a business day,
today,
a shopping day,
a little bit faster, a little better,
a 24-hour day like any other day that starts up with people you count on. 6,000 people on the line. The Energy Makers.
making today a little brighter.
To get through the winter, you gotta be tough. You gotta look good in boots, earmuffs, mittens that don't match, hand-knit scarves. And you gotta be smart about saving money on your heating bills. Electric heating can do it. It's clean, quiet, efficient, so warm, so comfortable. For more energy-saving ideas, call us. You'll feel better inside, no matter how you look in long johns.
Making today a little brighter.
Here are some very good friends of ours making a big difference. This is the scholarship dinner held tonight by the Black Media Workers of Cleveland. This group is in its 8th year and so far has awarded about a dozen partial scholarships to deserving and needy students who plan to major in some aspect of the media. And among those in attendance tonight, TV5 executive Linda Dukes Campbell, Eyewitness News reporter Tony Gaskins, and also this evening, being roasted tonight, Marge Banks, who recently left our staff to become a full-time mom.
One of the most talked about movies of 1987 appears to be on the verge of becoming a cult movie. It's Fatal Attraction, and indications are this movie, which has been playing theaters for months now, is drawing some people back time and time again. Alice Edwards says it's because many people want their mates to get the movie's message loud and clear.
Fatal Attraction is about a happily married man who has an affair with a single career woman. When he wants to break it off, she becomes a bloodthirsty stalker.
What if she didn't get it out of her system? What then?
Fatal Attraction.
I guess you thought you'd get away with it. Well, you can't.
Vernetta Jones has taken her husband to see it.
A lot of married couples should come and see it. I really do.
How come?
I don't think it would be so much cheating.
In fact, social worker William Collins recommends married couples see the movie. He tells me it causes them to evaluate their relationship.
We just don't get married and live happily ever after. That we have to work on some of the issues that were emphasized in the movie: fidelity, trust, closeness.
Fatal Attraction has been running in local theaters for about 3 months and is still drawing sizable crowds. The reason is some people are going to see it again and again.
I like to feel that they're seeing it the second and third time because there's some depth to the movie, and they might get beyond the sensational piece.
Collins, like others in his field, believes Fatal Attraction is a realistic portrayal of what can happen when people have extramarital affairs. Alice Edwards, Eyewitness News.
The popular movie still is bringing in money at the box office. Last week, it brought in $7.6 million, making Fatal Attraction one of the biggest draws this year.
Cleveland's arts community is in the holiday spirit, past, present, and future.
We'll show you how when Eyewitness News continues.
And along with tonight's lights, Tom Tasselmeyer will let us know if we're in for a snowy weekend.
You know, a lot of stores try to push down the price of some of their toys with toy sales to make you think all their prices are as low as Children's Palace. But before they even get that low, their prices pop back up. At Children's Palace, we push down the prices as low as possible on all the toys kids want, and we keep them there. So quit playing games when you're buying toys. Come to Children's Palace and discover how much less toys can cost.
Genie is driven to perfecting the garage door opener. Introducing the Genie Genius, a garage door opener so advanced you can program it with these unique brain cells to perform many special functions, like opening the door with a code, turning on house lights by remote control, or detecting objects in the door's way. And Genie's track drive never needs lubrication or adjustment. The Genius, only Genie has it.
It happens Saturday. Higbee's one-day sale. 1 day of incredible savings. Higbee's, the one place for fashion. The one place for style. The one place for 20 to 50% savings. For you, for your family, for your home. Higbee's one-day sale. Early bird specials 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. at all stores. There's just one place, Higbee's.
After winning Super Lotto last Wednesday, someone can now afford this. What is this?
Saturday's Super Lotto jackpot will be $3 million.
According to Tom, it looks like the kind of weekend weather picture we're going to have. If you don't like the way it starts, hang on, because as the weekend progresses, the weather gets better.
Kind of weekend we like. It's going to start off with a few flurries, but by Sunday, some rare December sunshine. So get set to enjoy it. Let's take a look at some lights coming to you tonight from out in Cleveland Heights, the Ritter household, Cedar Road out near Taylor Road. Nice display for you there. The almanac in Cleveland today will look like this. High temperature 36, the low 31. Normals would be 41 and 28, so we're quite a bit below normal now. We'll get back to near normal first part of next week. Record low for this date, 8 degrees. It was set in 1871. On the radar, let's show you the snow shower activity we have, mainly east of Cleveland now. Lake effect variety. The cold air still coming across the warm waters of Lake Erie and the higher terrain east of Cleveland. Could see another inch, 2, possibly even 3 inches, so a weather advisory is in effect for the snowbelt areas east of Cleveland. Satellite pictures are going to show you that storm system originating out near Chicago, moving across the northern sections of Ohio over the past 24 hours. It's now made it toward the east coast and moving up off the New England coast out into the North Atlantic. But we're not finished with it yet because the flow around that system is pretty strong, and so a good northerly breeze coming across the lake is going to keep the lake effect snow flurries going right through tomorrow. But by Sunday, things will be improving. Here's the weekend for you. Tomorrow, clouds and snow flurries, especially east of Cleveland. Lots of fair weather out to our west. That'll be moving our way for Sunday, and I think starting off with cloudy skies, but by Sunday afternoon, some sunshine. So here's the forecast for us then as we go into the weekend. Flurries and snow showers overnight, temperatures in the upper 20s. For the rest of tomorrow, a cloudy, breezy day with occasional flurries and snow showers. High temperatures in the low and mid-30s. Tomorrow night, a couple of flurries lingering down into the 20s. And on Sunday, gradual clearing up to near 40 degrees. The extended forecast, we get the temperatures back to normal, but the clouds are going to stick around and perhaps a few showers for the middle part of next week. So, Ted, tomorrow's sleigh riding looks pretty good.
Time to pull out the old toboggan and see if it still does its thing.
Go get them.
Okay, thanks, Tom. Have a good weekend.
All right.
The Cleveland Playhouse rang in the holiday season tonight. The Playhouse opened its holiday season with the lighting of this 40-foot-tall live Christmas tree. The lighting coincided, by the way, with opening night of Charles Dickens' Christmas classic, A Christmas Carol. A Christmas Carol will run through December.
2 area schools were fighting to be football champions tonight.
Later in sports, we're going to go live from Columbus with a look at how Hawken in Akron-Buchtel fared.
But first, take a look at this. It's back in 1923, and men labored for 6 days to get a giant vault moved into Cleveland's Federal Reserve Bank. Alan DePietro will show you why it took so long.
One never knows, does one, when luck will come along unexpectedly. Things can turn out right or wrong. One never knows.
The uncertainty of business. Ohio Bell's answer for it is the Centrex communication system with all the technology and flexibility you'll ever need. Centrex.
Saturday only, O'Neill's 16-hour sale. Save 25% on Mrs. Already Produced Designer and Better Collection sportswear. Save 25 to 40% on women's dress and cold weather boots. Save 30% on men's London Fog wool top coats and rainwear. Save on Mrs. London Fog trench coats, $124.98. Save $35 on the entire stock of Mrs. London Fog jackets. Save on every TV and VCR, just $369.99. Panasonic's VCR with on-screen programming. Saturday only, 8 a.m. till 12 midnight, O'Neill's 16-hour sale.
Morning. You know, the Eyeworks says glasses fast, glasses right. They mean it. Just this morning, I didn't have these glasses. Came to the Eyeworks, got a thorough exam, then picked out my frames. Great selection. Then watched them make my glasses right in their own lab. Most folks would be happy to get a new pair of glasses in a few days. But at the Eyeworks, they can make them in an hour. And at a great price.
The Eyeworks. Glasses fast, glasses right. Now open at Belden Village.
I know what you're getting for Christmas. I know what you're getting for Christmas.
How do you know what I'm getting for Christmas?
'Cause I already got it for you, Daddy.
How little it costs to make someone happy.
You know what, Mom?
What, dear?
I saved up 6 whole weeks' allowance for your Christmas present.
6 whole weeks? Must be a mink coat.
It's way better than that.
How little it costs to make someone happy.
It's time now for your Friday night history lesson from Alan DePietro.
Are you ready? There are 12 federal banks across the United States, and one is located right here in Cleveland.
Tonight, Alan tells us that 30 men worked 2 years on plans even before the foundation was laid for this architectural gem at East 6th and Superior.
It's 1923 and the Charleston is the rage in Cleveland. The nation has gone dance crazy. It's August and silent movie star Lon Chaney stops off in Cleveland. He's on his way to New York for the premiere showing of the original Hunchback of Notre Dame. 2,000 orphans are treated to an Indians loss to Washington at Dunn Field, later called League Park. And proof that some things never change. Even then, motorists double parked, doing their own thing. It's August 1923, and after 2 years of construction and $8 million, the Federal Reserve Bank is open. Construction was not an easy task, simply because the site was once part of Lake Erie and it had sinkholes. More than 600 concrete pilings had to be driven more than 50 feet below street level to ensure a firm foundation. The vault was so big, so heavy, it took 6 days and nights to unload at the East 55th Railroad Station and move downtown.
And here it is today, said to be the largest vault door installation in the entire world. The main vault is so big it has to be housed in its own separate building. The hinges up there weigh a total of 47 tons, and the massive vault door weighs 100 tons.
The main lobby has the feel of a cathedral. Here the eyes are met with such beauty, the beauty of marble, peaches and cream marble, surrounded by glass windows which are frosted and framed by cast iron grillwork. Upstairs in the reception area of the executive floor, the luxuriousness goes on and on. Polished wooden walnut pillars, hand-carved moldings, a hand-carved eagle, an incredible work of art. They all look down on a room that is capped with a marble fireplace. Outside, there are 3 larger-than-life statues.
2 of those statues are in stone. The third here is in bronze, and it's called Energy and Repose. Now, you might not recognize the face there, but to theater goers at the turn of the century, they'd say it greatly resembled matinee idol Francis X. Bushman, the Robert Redford of his day.
The Charleston has come and gone, but the beauty of pink marble from Georgia and granite from New Hampshire lives on here in the Federal Reserve, now on the National Register of Historic Buildings. Alan DePietro, Eyewitness News.
And after that, if you're interested, you can tour the Cleveland Federal Reserve Bank every Friday at 1 p.m., but be sure you call ahead for reservations.
I'm interested. Let's go. Next Friday.
Beautiful.
We're going to tell you right up front here that the Cavs beat the Pacers tonight in Indianapolis.
But Nev says you may find it hard to believe just how badly they beat them. Details next in sports.
And we're going to go live to the state high school playoffs in Columbus. How did our local teams do?
Finding the right gift is easy with these ideas inside the newest holiday circular from True Value Hardware Stores. Soothe muscles with the Pollenex Hot Spa Whirlpool, only $59.99. Then fix quick meals in the Munchkin Compact Microwave by Sharp, just $149.99. And the Braun Gourmet Coffee Set with grinder and 10-cup brewer is only $39.99 at participating True Value Hardware Stores. And tell them Pat Summerall sent you.
TJ Maxx. Over 10,000 new Christmas gift ideas arrive at TJ Maxx every week, so it's never the same place twice.
No, it's never, ever the same place twice. Yesterday, this week, this Christmas Eve night, get the Max for the minimum price, and it's never, ever the same never. Place twice. TJ Maxx.
Old Man Winter is already battering many parts of the United States, so the time to get to Burlington Coat Factory is now for the first choice of the largest selection of winter coats and jackets in the country. What every member of your family needs to keep warm, no matter how cold it gets. And because Burlington is famous for low prices, you can get your new winter coat at the lowest price imaginable. That should make you feel warm all over. Burlington Coat Factory, America's #1 place to save on the coat you want.
Out on the the street, the beat never stops. When dawn breaks, another day starts. The plain dealer, the heart of the city. The plain dealer, the heart of the city. The plain dealer, the heart of the city. It's part of your life.
Start your day with the Plain Dealer. Call 344-4600 for home delivery.
So we already know the punchline from Indianapolis, right?
The
Cavs didn't do too badly.
That's right. They punched out the Pacers in Indianapolis.
Blowout, huh?
That's exactly right. And gets the weekend off to a good start. Let's hope the Browns carry it through on Sunday. Well, anytime the Cavaliers win one on the road, it's cause for celebration. But tonight was really something special. The Cavs blitzed the Pacers 39-18 in the third quarter and blew out Indiana in Market Square Arena by 18. Brad Doherty led 5 Cavs in double figures with 28. Del Curry had 16 and 6 steals. The Cavs host the Lakers at the Coliseum tomorrow night. And at the Coliseum tonight, it was the Bronco Segota show. The San Diego soccer superstar scored not 1, not 2, not 3, but count them, 6 goals against the Force. That's one shy of a league record. It was more than enough for the Sockers to win easily 7-3. 10,000 fans saw the Force lose its first of the season at home and drop to 5-3. Segota and the Sockers are 6-3 this season and 10-6 lifetime against the Force. Like an instant replay time and time again. Well, 2 Northeast Ohio high school football teams were trying for their first ever state championships tonight. Akron-Buchtel in Division II and Hawken in Division IV. TV5's Mike Hostetler joins us live from Ohio Stadium in Columbus, where he covered both games. Mike, I guess we have what? Kind of a mixed bag tonight, is that right?
That's right, Nev. 50% for Northeast Ohio tonight. Just hours ago, Ohio Stadium was rocking as Hawken took on Columbus Academy for the Division IV championship. Earlier in the day, Akron-Buchtel took on Steubenville in the Division IV title game, and Buchtel came away the winner. But for Hawken, for the second straight season, their season ends in disappointment. There were some ominous signs for Hawken right from the start when O.J. McDuffie fumbled on the Hawks' first possession. Academy recovered and scored moments later when Todd Decker found Don Leschnock in the corner for a 7-0 lead. Hawken looked to get the equalizer when McDuffie ran right, but the referee ruled him out of bounds at the 1-yard line, a call McDuffie felt changed the game.
The crucial point, we were driving, we had the momentum going, then we were stopped. They probably did. It probably hurt us a lot.
Hawken never punched it in as Greg Kickle was nailed on a 4th and goal. Academy then broke the Hawks back, scoring on the last play of the half when Mike Morosky went in. It's 13-zip. Morosky ran for over 100 yards and made it 21-0 in the third quarter, capping a long drive. Hawken, which came in averaging 25 points a game in the playoffs, was never able to cash in as the Vikings turned them back time and again. Columbus Academy goes on to win at 21-zip. Earlier in the day, in the Division II championship, Akron-Buchtel broke open a close game with Steubenville thanks to Ricky Powers' 71-yard burst in the third quarter. He finished with 161 yards on the ground. Later in the quarter, Griffin's quarterback Ron Shannon took it in, and Buchtel led it 20-7. Buchtel goes on to a 26-14 victory, the first state championship in the school's history. Now, that Buchtel game was played earlier in the day when temperatures weren't quite as chilly. When Hawken played here tonight, the field was almost frozen, and the Hawks were not able to utilize their quickness against Columbus Academy and subsequently lost. Tomorrow, Northeast Ohio's final entry in the championship series down here, Division V, Mogadore, will try to make it 2 out of 3 for Northeast Ohio, so let's keep our fingers crossed, Nev.
All right, Mike, very good. The long high school season grinding to a halt tomorrow will be the final day. And again, disappointment for Hawken and a championship for Akron-Buchtel. Well, the Browns still have 11,000 tickets remaining for Sunday's game against the Colts. Mike Pagel did some holding on place kicks today, and he could be activated and replace Gary Danielson on Sunday. Browns defensive lineman Dave Pazzulli has been hospitalized with a severe throat infection. He was having trouble breathing because the air to his windpipe was being cut off. The infection is now under control, and Puz expects to play on Sunday. In Sullivan Gym at St. Ignatius tonight, Ed Saxon, he's number 3 of St. Ignatius, popped in 19 points. Ignatius rallied to edge St. Joe's 55-54 in a thriller. 6'11" center Eric Riley led the Vikings with 18. There's 2 of them right there. Joe's led by 5 most of the second half, but Mike Spellacy of Ignatius hit 2 pressure-packed free throws for the win with no time remaining. Ignatius wins it 55-54. They are tough at home. Now let's check some more basketball, including the Cavs' big win and the Celtics getting hammered in Detroit on the scoreboard. And that is it in sports tonight.
And a tip of the hat to the Bookdale people. And for everybody at Hawken, there's always next year. We'll do it again.
That's true.
Okay, thanks, Deb. One of the area's largest and most famous displays of Christmas lights was turned on tonight.
We'll show you the lights that set Cleveland apart from the rest of the country when we come back.
Now, Oldsmobile makes it possible for your Oldsmobile dealer to pass along special savings, which Oldsmobile provides to its dealers on selected new 1988 models equipped with air conditioning. Save up to $775 on Cutlass Sierra, up to $775 on Delta 88, or get $600 savings on Cutlass Calais. Combined with Oldsmobile option package savings, your total savings could add up to $1,575, depending on the model you choose. See your participating Oldsmobile dealer for details today.
Jumping from store to store trying to find the lowest prices on toys is a tough game to play. But not when you land at Children's Palace, where you'll discover our low price on Kenner's Real Ghostbusters Heroes and Action Ghosts, just $4.49 each every day. There's something strange in the neighborhood, and only Ghostbusters with their Neutrona blasters can save the day. So play the game you'll always win. Come to Children's Palace and discover how much less toys can cost.
Saturday only. GE's Deluxe Multi-Power Microwave with high-speed cooking and defrost is just $99 at Northeast, home of the No Lemon Pledge.
It's one of the best lighting displays in the world. You know the Christmas season is really here when the Christmas display at Nela Park is finally turned on. And tonight, well, tonight lights are on at Nela Park, courtesy of the folks at GE. This year's theme is Christmas Fantasia. And among the displays